Good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to another night of hot topics and social commentary with JoJo Speaks. We back in this thing, y'all. We weren't here last week, were we? No,
No,
we
because
were
that
not.
was Thanksgiving.
It was Thanksgiving last week. Yes, sorry, my Lisa getting's all jumbled up, y'all. I don't know
Child.
whether I'm coming or going, child.
It's the end of the
Anyways,
year. Child.
exactly. That's what always happens. And the commercial that I always look for the beginning of Christmas is that Hershey Kisses commercial. Where they do the
Mm,
bells. Dun, 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 dun,
come on.
dun, dun,
Dun, dun,
dun,
dun.
dun, dun, dun.
Yes.
Yes, I love that commercial. That just tells me that Christmas season
Can,
is.
can I tell you when you said commercial, can I tell you what I was thinking about as far as commercials are concerned?
What were you thinking about?
I love beach music because I was born with it in my bones. And then that takes me back, huh? Ooh, I'm sorry. Let me hush.
What was that a commercial for? I can't remember what it
It
was
was a
for.
Piggly Wiggly commercial.
Oh,
Came on
okay.
every summer.
Wow, yeah, I miss that. I really do.
Child.
That was such a South Carolina type of commercial.
Because that's a shag song, and you know the state dance for South Carolina is a shag. So
Oh, I had no idea.
yes, they might have not taught us a whole bunch about slavery, but we sure do know about. I sure can tell you what the South Carolina bird is.
I don't
The
recall a
Carolina wren.
time when I was in school and they taught us anything about slavery. Now, we did talk about the Confederate flag in seventh grade in South Carolina government, but hey, that's a
Hey,
whole nother topic
you
for a
had it in
whole nother
that was
day.
the whole curriculum in seventh grade. We always went through South Carolina government. Just to
Exactly.
let y'all know, first of all, I would like to give God the glory for this mug that my mother had boughteth me from Five Below. Praise the Lord in the heavens for it.
Yes.
It's so cute and huge. And also today I'm drinking. This is LT. You can see that I have a tea bag right here. Big low, big ups. I have a bag of ginger tea plus probiotics as well as a ginger peach tea bag. So two bags. I like to double up. I keep it strong. Okay.
Peach tea sounds tasty. It does sound rather tasty.
Yes. Trying to make sure my gut health is on point with the ginger.
Absolutely. Well, y'all, a couple things I want you guys to do for us before we get into this gig, honey. We want you guys to subscribe to my channel. Press that big red subscribe button. It is free and easy to do. It takes less than a second to mash that thing. Be sure to give us some thumbs up on this video. We'd also like to see some comments. Let us know your thoughts on the topics that we're discussing tonight. It's going to be pretty hot. Also, be sure to press the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. Last but not least, please share JoJo Speaks with all your family, friends, and loved ones. Let everybody know JoJo Speaks is out here in these YouTube streets. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Mike wasn't able to be with us tonight. He is with a friend. And so thank you, Mike, for always being there for your people and always being there for us. So hopefully
Got that
Mike will be
right.
back with us next week.
The Lord
Let's get
willing.
into this thing. Yes, Lord willing. Um, a certain person in the House of Representatives that has made a name for himself by the
Mm-hmm.
name of George Santos. He's also been known as a fraudster. Okay,
Fraud.
fraud. Okay,
Taking your grandma's money.
okay, up on a couple of counts of fraud. Okay, in federal court, fraud.
Fraud.
Okay, he's a liar. Okay, lying front, back, sideways, lying every single way. Child, lying, lying,
drag
lying.
a drag queen hating on drag queens.
When today was the first day I saw a picture of
You saw
George
that picture?
Santos
Yeah.
in drag
Yeah.
while he was in some other country. What was it, Spain or Brazil or something like that? I can't
I
remember
don't
where
care.
it was.
Ooh,
Anyways,
Lord.
so the House of Representatives will be voting on his expulsion tomorrow. Now they've voted twice on this before, and he has not been expelled as of yet. Jennifer, do you think he will finally be expelled tomorrow? I have a feeling he won't be.
To be honest, I do believe is a big chance because what he has requested, because they did, what I literally just saw it as I was drinking my shake or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that he was basically saying, oh, excuse me, they basically did like a yay or nay, and they did it vocally, yay or nay.
Oh,
And then George Basically, the A's got it. Then George Santos stood up and requested that he has a vote via electronic vote, basically having everybody to come in to vote electronically so he could see the yeas and nays and know who's voting what. So they got to come back tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
He's holding on to this thing for dear life.
He really is. And I really don't understand why he's holding on so desperately. I don't know if this is just because it's his only claim to fame. I don't know if this is all that
Of
he
course
has
it
going
is.
on in his life.
And
I guess
some,
it is. Yeah. I mean,
and
because if
he's
he
going
doesn't
out
have the
kicking and
House,
screaming.
right? If he doesn't have the House of Representatives, what else is he left with? A whole bunch of nothing.
And lies.
Because who would want to hire George Santos after all this information has come
Let's
out
please
about
be
him?
real. Please, let's be real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm so disappointed that he's a part of my community, unfortunately. It saddens me to say that and admit it, but unfortunately he is claimed to be of the LGBTQIA plus community, although he doesn't really fight for us, which is so
Oh, of course
interesting.
not.
You would
Because
think that a Republican gay man would be on the front lines, calling for justice for us, calling
no.
for equality for his people, but
But see, that's somebody that would lead with love. He's somebody that is leading to advance himself. So whatever he needs to say to make sure that he's good, he's going to say it. Whoever he has the buddy up with, he's going to do it. I was not surprised. But there's another group that he is a part of.
What would that be?
The undead. So basically, there was one interview that he did where he looked like a ghost. Okay, a literal ghost. He looked like Casper and them. Okay,
Like on purpose?
no, well, so sometimes when you do your makeup, you might be a little new to it, and he had a whole line of demarcation right here. White of the whitest, and you could tell that he powdered himself down, honey.
Oh my Lord.
And he had a little highlighter right above his brow that was like, you know what I'm saying? He looked like a clown. And as he was doing that, of course, they put a whole bunch of light in your face. So he just looked even crazier. He looked like he ascended to the heavens already. So,
no.
yeah, he looked like a whole ghost. That's the new place that he's with.
Well, I think we're well aware that George Santos does not lead with love, but he does lead with something else that starts with an L. Might you know what that be?
Perhaps. What is that? Lies.
Lies. That's what he leads with. Lies. Okay?
Lies.
Child, that's what he is, a liar. Jennifer, do we have any comments to get to before we get to
Absolutely.
our second story on the 9th, honey?
Of course, Erin made it on in here. She said, "Hi, everyone."
Hey, Erin. Had a wonderful time with you during the 90-Day Fiancé review again.
Okay, as per usual.
Everything.
And I need to see. We really need to plan this trip next time you go to Disney World, because I know you make it a yearly trek. There has to be one. There's no way that you don't go every year. I want to meet you there. Okay, so we can go together.
Awesome.
And then you can get me some of the really cute like head things, or tell me which one I need to buy, so I can look real Disney down, and you can show me the wonderful world of Disney so I can understand it like you understand it.
Absolutely. And I will have to get over the fact that they don't have the thrilliest of thrill rides at Disney World. It is set aside for the childrens, you know what I'm saying? And that is okay. We have accepted that, and I will not get my expectations up so high, but I know that I will still enjoy myself because that I love.
It's just a little regular rides, you know what I'm saying? We ain't doing too much, you know what I'm saying? And that's okay. There's apparently an ambiance that we need to enjoy, and I feel like Erin can hold our hand and make sure that we get all of that carrying on.
Yes.
All right. Let's see here. Oh, she did say like, share, and subscribe, you guys. Latoya's here. Hey, Latoya.
Hey, Latoya.
She says, hey, fam. Hey.
Hey, girl. With about five Y's. I love it.
Yes. She's making sure we know What she say? Nope. I don't know what she said nope about. I'm sorry.
Latoya, do you know when the rest of all the Queen's Men's season is going to come out? Because they only have like 6 or 7 episodes out right now, and I know the full season is supposed to be at least 10 to 12. Girl, do you know? Let me know.
Please. Latoya says, and the truth ain't in him.
No, it ain't. That's where it ain't. That's where it's not. Okay.
You know, and no, Latoya, if you might have heard a yearly trick, please excuse me. A yearly trip with a P. All right, not a CK.
Okay, because we don't want to mislead the people. You know what I'm
We
saying?
don't need that.
Jennifer is a married woman. Okay, she does not step outside of that marriage. Okay, she is faithful, honey. Okay, just
Okay,
so
that's
you
why I'm in
know.
the house right now. That's another reason why he can trust me, because he know I'm on. He know I'm on this thing right here, up in the house. Latoya. Aaron says, I am in the light of the Leo. I appreciate that.
Awesome.
Latoya said, Booski, we still need to ride the teacup.
That is very true. Wouldn't that be romantic, Latoya? Wouldn't that be so romantic? Oh my gosh, that would be perfect for our first little date. That would be amazing.
Oh, Aaron says the family vacation got moved to 2026. Let's all go. Now,
Oh,
see,
okay.
that looks like we can make something shake with that one.
We have plenty of time to prepare, plenty of time to save, plenty of time to get everything
And choose
in
where we want to
order.
be.
Okay.
We got to figure out how we want to do this. If we be good enough to stay in the same house or something like that. But that could work out very well, actually. Anywho, Latoya says January 11th. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you so. I'm gonna put that on my calendar right now, Latoya. Thank you so much. January 11th. I knew she would know.
Regina says, hey, everyone.
Hey, Regina.
Yes. Thank you for making it on in. We appreciate it. Aaron says, Jonathan, have you watched Single All the Way?
I have not just yet, but I will let you know how I like it as soon as I do. Maybe I'll watch it. I might watch
What
it
is Single
tonight.
All the Way on? Is it on
Single All the Way is on Netflix.
Hold on, let me find that right now so I can put, because we need to get in on these Christmas shows and movies and things of that nature.
Yes, we do.
Because I'm trying to get in the spirit, honey.
Yes.
Single All the Way.
I'm sure and Aaron, if you loved it, I know that I will enjoy it. I know that I will.
Oh, this looks cute. Oh, Jennifer Coolidge is in there, Jonathan.
Oh, yes. A gay icon, honey. A gay icon, yes.
Come on, Ben and Snap.
Shout out to James Mansfield, who played Jennifer Coolidge on the Snatch Game in RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 8. It was everything. Like, she sounded just like Jennifer. Her comments sounded just like what Jennifer would say. I really enjoyed it. One of the contestants said that her lips looked like a baboon's ASS, and she said, "Thank you."
Okay. That's how you gotta let them know.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
You see it.
Yeah, okay. It's here. Okay.
Okay. Lips. Okay.
Okay. In your face. Okay.
Right
she had
here.
the lip gloss in her hand. She kept on applying the lip gloss. It was.
That's how you do it.
It really was.
The juice says, what's this about a teacup ride? They're talking
Disney
about
World, Regina.
Disney World.
Disney World.
Yes. Latoya says, oh, shucks, now count me in, Jonathan. Yes, with our mouse ears on and all.
Yes, it will be everything.
Like, I will leave it up to Aaron. Like, which ones do I need to get? Let me know. Okay, let me become a part of your world, Ariel. Okay.
Yeah.
Latoya says, Regina, mind your business.
Oh.
I'll sip my tea on this one.
Okay.
Oh my. So oh Lord. Regina says, Latoya, don't make me come for you.
Jesus.
Latoya says, Regina, back up, sis. I ain't sent for you.
Okay, back up.
Aaron says, Jennifer, I am all in the Xmas movies. Let me know if you need any recommendations. I will.
We want all of them, Aaron.
Especially the Hallmark ones, because it's kind of hard to like thumb through the Hallmark ones to know whether or not it's good. Let me know if you got any good Hallmark ones. Okay. Latoya says, we planning on our boo plus two vacation.
Yes. That sounds so cute, Latoya.
It
Boo
is very
plus
cute.
two.
Boo
Wow.
plus two. Aaron says all the movies I watch are epically friendly. Epile- Epileptic. Oh, epileptic friendly. Sugary, very sweet.
Okay.
I hope that's what it was. Uh, so not as many lights warning. Oh, don't worry about that. I just need some real sweet stuff. Nothing deep at all. That's why I like to watch them because it's just surface, just real sweet.
Right.
Nothing bad happens hardly. And
You know what wasn't that? This Christmas. This Christmas was full of drama, okay? Drama,
and I'm
honey.
not full of it, but that was a good one though.
It was good.
But see, when I think about Hallmark, I just want to see those movies where we come from the big city. I go to the small town, and I find the love of my life in the small town that I never thought I'd be able to find.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to see. Uh, Regina said, Latoya, that's boo plus three. Aaron says, see, this is why I'm no boo. LOL. Okay. There's so
I
much
see you,
drama.
Aaron. I see you, okay? Keeping yourself out of harm's way. I understand, honey.
Latoya said, Regina hollering. Regina says, oh, I love watching a great Lifetime with a cup of hot chocolate and a good comfy blanket. All the warm feelings. And last thing that said, Aaron says, best Christmas ever on Netflix. Oh, the one with Brandy.
Is that newer?
Yeah, that just came out. Especially now
Oh,
that she got her first Christmas album out in these streets.
Brandy has a Christmas album out?
Child, yeah.
How did I not know this?
I don't know. That's why I'm over here talking like you should know, but you don't know.
What?
And right
Hold
now it's the
on.
top 10, Jonathan. Number
I'm
4 in movies today.
I'm about to look for it on YouTube Music, honey. Because I can probably listen to that whole thing.
Thank you, YouTube.
Okay.
Bless you.
I don't know how they were able to do that. I don't
But you
know
did that.
how, but I'm glad that they did. Okay.
Oh, and I know Regina's a tea gal. I just wanted to make sure I did explain earlier, but I'm drinking peach ginger. Oh, it's peach ginger and turmeric tea, and another ginger plus probiotic tea that I'm drinking on today. All right. Okay, now Juice is is laughing at Aaron. Latoya says, Regina, how about booze and company vacay?
That sounds good. Includes everybody. Includes everybody.
Yes. Aaron Aaron says, yes, Brandy got an Xmas album. It is good. She sings in the new movie as well. Yeah.
Okay. Because I know Brandy will probably do wonderful on some Christmas songs. I don't think I've ever heard her sing a Christmas song before, to be
Because she
honest.
hasn't had a album out for Christmas, or she doesn't really do. I don't know why. But
Yeah.
anywho, Latoya says Jonathan and the one with Monique and DC Young Fly. Yes. That one where old girl, she had the gun and she's going to get at her husband for cheating on her with Carrie Hilson.
I don't know if I remember that one.
There's no way you don't remember that one. You had to, because I think we actually saw it in the movies.
Is that
I'm
Welcome
not
Home,
sure.
Roscoe Jenkins?
No, it's a Christmas one where the mother has gone on to glory, and the father is what is his name? He's the one that said, I'm too old for this S word from oh Lord. But it has Kimberly Elise, it has Gabrielle Union, of course, Monique, DC Young Fly, and other people.
I have no idea what that is.
I'll find the
I'm
name of the
drawing a
movie.
complete blank. Yeah, find the name and it might come to me.
I'll find the name of the movie. Regina says, oh, Jennifer, I do love a good tea. That one sounds good. Why, thank you. Tyrone got me making all these kind of concoctions. But go ahead, Jonathan. There's so much to talk about. Let me sip as you talk.
It's okay. So there was a funeral that took place this week. The funeral of former First Lady Rosalind Carter, Jimmy
Yeah.
Carter's beautiful wife, who passed away. All five living former First Ladies were at her funeral. One stood out amongst the others. Miss Melania Trump. Miss Melania Trump was there. Everyone was wearing black for the most part. Michelle Obama had a really nice pantsuit on, I believe it was, with a high collar. It was everything, honey. But Melania, she chose to wear like this grayish, lighter gray type of knit. That was on, and she was sitting on the front row, right on the end, so she stuck out like a sore thumb. Um, and it didn't surprise me, that she was standing out like that. It didn't surprise me that she was wearing something different from everyone else. Of course, she would want to be different from everyone else. And so I really understand that. And I'm not judging her. I'm not downing her for, being different or anything of that nature. But I'm just stating that we acknowledge the fact that it did stand out. Do you feel as though you have an idea of why she might have done that? Because I'm sure there was a reason behind the madness.
I think it is simply to stand out. I don't believe that she feels connected to those women, and with good reason. So
Wow.
sometimes you go against the fray so that you can be seen more, knowing that these other women that everyone holds in such high esteem don't see it for you.
That's very true. That's very true.
P.S. The thing is called Almost Christmas, and you can watch it on Peacock. Almost Christmas.
Yeah, I've never seen. I don't even recognize the title, girl. Almost
Let me tell
Christmas.
you something. If you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. It has its cutesy moments and it has the shady moments. It's good. It's one of those movies, I mean, where everybody comes together for Christmas
Hmm.
and, things get a little shady, a little sassy. I enjoyed
Okay.
it. It was a good,
I,
it's basically like this Christmas, but a little bit funnier.
oh, okay. So a little bit more lighthearted.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, the kind of, African American funny that we be laughing at people's, you know what I'm saying? That kind of
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. Okay, okay. That
Laughing
makes
at
sense.
people cheating, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That is a thing. That is a thing that we holler at from time to time.
Latoya said, "Are we surprised
No,
about
no.
Melania?"
I
Of
can't say
course
that I
not.
am. I really can't.
Ooh, and Latoya says it as well. Out of her element. That's exactly what she was. And it's like, if she would have followed along the fray and had a whole black outfit on, she would have blended in. But we all know. I feel like allegedly they don't really mess with her like that. But think about it. Even
Right.
while, like, remember when while Trump was president, she would be wearing stuff like "I don't care" on her back, just wearing stuff.
Right.
Um,
Being a rebel.
exactly, and I think this is nothing different from what's going on.
And to me, Donald Trump and Melania Trump always seem to be like the exception,
Hmm.
if you get what I'm saying. Like, yes, they were the president, but there's like an asterisk next to their name. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, it's like he don't count. This was a
Right.
fluke. This
Exactly.
don't work. This, mm-mm, mm-mm.
Yeah. Like, we need a recount on the results, honey. Okay. Um, any more comments before we get to the next topic?
No, wait, hold on. Latoya says Monique is hilarious. It reminds me of Roscoe Jenkins. She kind of like played the same person.
That's why I thought of the Roscoe Jenkins movie, because that's one of the
Yeah,
only
she
other
was up in
movies.
there.
Yeah.
And Latoya says, shoot, she didn't mess with her own husband like that.
That's true. That is very
Well,
true.
Aaron says, Melanie walking out in the gray coat when all the ladies were wearing black. Just why? I just really feel like it was the word that you used, John, the rebellion, a step of rebellion, wanting to stand out and, hey, sis, do you. But it's like, it doesn't make you look any better. It makes you seen. It makes you,
Right.
everybody wants to ask questions, but I don't. Mm-mm. God
And
bless her.
to be honest, I really do feel like she doesn't feel as though she's part of that group, that she's part of that line of um
To be honest,
appreciated, adored, revered first ladies.
yeah, this is
Um,
true,
she's
but
not in the number.
she needs to be happy that they made sure that she was there. Not only was she there, but she was not only sitting on the front row. Not only was she sitting on the front row, she was sitting all the way over inside into the aisle.
Right,
So
exactly.
everybody would be able to see her.
Right. Yeah,
She she should have been grateful. That's what I
she
say.
should have. So in other news, the police officer who was convicted and sentenced for the unaliving of George Floyd, Mr. Derek Chauvin, he is serving his 20 to 22 years. I can't remember. It's somewhere within that range, 20 to 22 year sentence for the death of Mr. George Floyd. There are reports that he was shanked in federal prison. Was it federal? I don't know if it was federal prison. I don't think it was federal prison. But he was shanked rather. No matter what type of facility he was in, he was shanked, child. He was stabbed, honey. And they said that that life-saving measures were applied to Mr. Derek Chauvin. He was in the hospital, but he is in stable condition. My thing about this is, I feel as though no one deserves to be assaulted for any random reason. However, I have trouble feeling sorry for Derek Chauvin in this moment. I have trouble having sympathy for Derek Chauvin in this moment, and maybe I need to. Maybe that is an indication that I need to think twice about the way that I feel towards those who have done wrong in the media. But yeah, I it's not that I don't care. I think it is something of note to say. It doesn't surprise me, Mr. Nassar, that doctor that assaulted those women. He was stabbed in prison as well, and I definitely didn't feel sorry for him. So, but when you do stuff like what Larry Nassar did, then that's a common practice for those type of people to be.
What did Larry Nassar do?
Larry Nassar SA'd hundreds of gymnastics women. He
including people like what's her name? The one
Simone Biles.
Even Simone.
Simone Biles, Ali Raisman, and
everybody out there.
Yes, some of those other girls. I don't know if Gabby Douglas came out and said anything. I don't think she did. But yes, hundreds of gymnasts came out and spoke up against Mr. Larry Nassar. So Derek Chauvin, he was stabbed in prison. I would think that
somebody daddy almost put hands on him at the courthouse.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would think that they would keep him in protective custody to avoid things like this happening. I would doubt that he would be in general population because of his charges and the popularity around his case in particular.
Because who wouldn't?
I would think that he would be, just like I would think that Donald Trump, whenever he does go to prison, that he would be in protective custody as well, so that not everybody will have access to him. So what are your feelings on this news that Derek Chauvin has been stabbed in prison, Jennifer?
Yeah, I was able to find it. Derek Chauvin is in the Federal Correctional Institution in Tucson, Arizona.
Gotcha.
So it's really difficult to get past that because you're in a prison where everybody knows what you did, or when people come to the knowledge of what you did. Like, that's how Jeffrey Dahmer passed away.
Yes, he was unalived in prison. Yes,
because someone found out what he did and exactly how he did it.
Technically, everybody knew what he did now,
but being in prison, you don't exactly get access. Well, you have access, but unless you trying to find out,
gotcha,
you're not going to know. So once people find out what you do, it's like, or what you did, and especially if you are preying upon the innocent, I don't know. I wonder, like, what kind of facility did they have him in? Because, child, it
And
just really makes you wonder.
and federal prison is supposed to be the patty cake
Yeah,
to the death that is in state prison. You know what I'm saying? I
that's
mean,
what we
it's
are. That I mean, that's what we hear. But
right.
as far as him having that happen, I don't look at it negatively or positively. I just look at, hey, that's life.
It is.
Because these are
Right.
the things that we have done to get us where we are now.
Right.
And that, my dear, is something that comes with it. It wasn't, it's not a surprise. Because
No,
when I
not at
heard it, I was
all.
like, yeesh, that sucks, but look at where you at. You put yourself
Wouldn't it be
in a
wouldn't it be
space
so
for that to
so
happen.
interesting if the perpetrator was a white man? Wouldn't that be so interesting?
Child. Um, but God bless everybody involved. I pray that everything gets better for any and everybody involved. Um, Latoya says, I'm surprised it took that long for someone to give him some act right.
Right. Yeah, yeah, because I think he was sentenced like either earlier this year or last year, if I'm not mistaken. Might have been last
Yeah.
year.
Latoya says, Jonathan, I'm not there yet either. And you know what? We can't expect ourselves to be there.
Yeah.
These are the
Yeah.
moments where we have to remember we're not God.
Right. Right.
Absolutely not. Um, she said Gabby Douglas. No, it was actually Simone Biles that absolutely. I know she. I remember her speaking up about it. That was actually during the time she took some years off dealing
Mhm.
with that and getting married and all that stuff. She took some time away, and now she's back, killing the whole game
Killing the game like she never left.
like she never left. I'm over here like, you had 5 years. What were y'all doing out here?
Right.
What
Nothing.
were y'all doing? Did y'all practice?
Okay. I don't think they did.
Latoya says, if the orange man goes to prison, does he still get to have Secret Service? That's the question that everybody has been asking.
I do believe he would still be privy to Secret Service. I don't believe that because that is something that every single president has for the rest of their life. And I don't think that that is voided if they are put into the system. But again, that's something that I don't know. Maybe I should ask Google. I don't know.
Well, but there's no precedence for it, Jonathan, because since when we think that we'd have a sitting or former president that's on their way to the Huskow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's no precedence for it. It's like they're gonna have to make this up as they go.
You
They need
you're
to
right.
they
You're
need to
right.
give him all them Secret Service men and women that were with him, the ones that were helping him have his way up in there and through there. You know what I'm saying, Jonathan?
I don't think I do. What do you could you
So,
expound on that?
like, from everything from January 6th all the
Oh.
way to all the other stuff that he's did, like getting those classified records and all that stuff.
Hmm.
Secret Service is there with him every step of the way, Jonathan.
Well, I'm thinking that they probably would be the people that would follow him into the Hooskow. I'm thinking that. Well, shoot, I don't know nothing about no Secret
That's what
Service.
I'm
I'm just
saying.
guessing here.
But I'm just saying, like, I hope the people that are assigned to him, if he does have Secret Service inside the prison, it needs to be the ones with an S that were helping him in his plight. That's how I feel. Um,
But do you think they had a choice in the matter?
no, wait, no. When I say there were some people that are complicit and cheering him on in those moments.
Okay.
Some of those Secret Service people are still in the office right now.
Mm,
With the new president,
right. Right.
and
Exactly.
people had to watch themselves.
Hmm.
So we can't be thinking automatically that everybody's going to be here for the president, whoever it may be. I think
Right.
some people were really here for Donald Trump and made sure that he did whatever he wanted to do whenever he wanted to do it.
That's very true. That's very true. You mean that some of them might have turned a blind eye, um, okay, and allowed him to do what it is that
Or
he
even,
wanted
or
to
even,
do, although they were privy to the fact that he didn't have the right to do those things.
exactly.
Gotcha.
Or
Gotcha.
even, or even did what he asked when it wasn't something they should have been doing. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I understand. So speaking of the Who Scowl, someone else that has been in the Who Scowl for a couple months now, Mr. Alec Murdaugh. If you guys do not remember Alec Murdaugh, he is the famed lawyer from Low Country, South Carolina, who was convicted of
They got a
unaliving his
whole
wife.
they got a whole Netflix thing on it.
A whole Netflix thing. And I did watch that, and it was very telling, very interesting. I learned a whole lot, especially with that young gay man who was murdered. Well, not,
Mm-hmm.
ooh, I wasn't supposed to say that, but that young gay man who was unalived, and possibly Buster Murdaugh, possibly allegedly had something to do with his death. We're not sure, but there were a lot of rumors that he had some romantic situations and dealings with that young man, and things
Lord.
happening, and there you go. Anyway, so Alec Murdaugh, who was convicted for unaliving his wife and his son Paul, or as he said on the stand, Paul, who he didn't call any other time, but anyways, so he was sentenced. He pled guilty to I believe 27 financial crimes, where he had stolen money from his clients, from the law firm that he was working for, and he was sentenced to 22 years in prison, on top of the 2 consecutive life sentences that he was sentenced to for the unaliving of his wife and his son. He was able to speak during his sentencing. Now, many of his victims spoke during his sentencing. One in particular, a man named JJ, who he had been friends with. I think he said since they were 8 years old that he had stolen money from. He was a Black man, and he was actually crying during this sentencing. It was so sad, and the fact that he was actually looking at Alec in his eye, like they had eye contact, and they were actually talking back and forth just a little bit. Like Alec, responded a couple of times when he said something. When Alec was making his statement before the sentencing, JJ would actually reply to him from, so it was obvious that they were the best of friends at one time. And for whatever reason, Alec felt the need to steal from him. I'm thinking that Alec is blaming the majority of this stealing rigmarole on his drug addiction. He was addicted to certain narcotics. Well, I don't know if they were necessarily
The
narcotics, but
opioids.
opioids, yes. So yes, Alec Murdaugh has been sentenced to either 22 or 27. It was 27 counts or 27 years. It was either 22 counts or 22 years. They exchanged. But anyways, that's how long he was given. And it's the same judge that was presiding over his double unaliving case. The Black man
Wow.
who he actually tried to get off of his case. Not exactly sure why he wanted that Black judge off of his case. I'm not sure if it's because he was closer to Alec at one time when Alec was still practicing. But yeah, so there's that. So what are your feelings on Alec Murdaugh and the fact that he's never going home?
Well, it's a true testament of what happens when people turn a blind eye to the establishment.
Mm.
And people let people do things over and over again and let them get away with it. But this, it's like it just gets to the point where you feel like you can send your family up to glory and you still be okay. But see, the thing is, he was able to get away with it a couple other times before then. So he thought he was going to, I feel, he thought he was going to be okay with sending his family to glory.
Get away with it in what way do you mean?
Well, with the first, unalivings,
Oh, yes.
before his family.
When his son drove that boat into that bridge,
Hmm.
and yeah, I understand
And
that. Yeah.
also the housekeeper.
Yes, yes, very much so.
So I
Absolutely.
believe he thought that, well, shoot, we've done this before. We'll do it once
Do it
more.
again.
And
Yes.
I believe that's the problem, because I do believe that the reason why they weren't questioned or they weren't, you know, um, indicted on anything involving those situations is because of who he was. And he used that so he can go ahead and do what he wanted to his own family. Latoya had an interesting perspective here. She says, I don't think the prison wardens will allow it as far as Secret Service coming into the prison. They be territorial and wouldn't want them to snitch on the illegal stuff they were doing up in the prisons.
Oh, wow.
That's a thought. That really is a thought.
Wow.
Oh, hey, Robin. Robin says, I'm late,
Thank
but
you for
I'm
coming,
here.
boo.
Gosh, we've really been talking, Jonathan. It's been 40 minutes.
I
really
know.
didn't think it would go this long. Good God. Anyway, I'm sorry, talking about all the TV they watching, Netflix, Dateline, Lifetime, just enjoying themselves up in prison. I doubt it, though. Oh, shoot, they got to find some kind of joy somewhere. And Latoya says, Jonathan, I believe it. Okay, and Aaron says, from what I understand, he want the judge to change to get a new trial. Oh, okay. Saying the judge could not be fair, but judge was still fine with him to be judge him off the financial crimes. Strange.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So he wanted a new judge for his new trial.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Because that particular judge is actually retiring. I think within the next month or so, he's going to be retiring soon. He said that. He mentioned that during his sentencing, that he will be retiring very soon. So shout out to him and his family. I hope he enjoys his retirement. Okay, as he should. Serving the people, honey, every day.
Okay. Child, I'm so happy. I low-key want to get jury duty again. I haven't gotten jury duty out here yet.
Wow. I had jury duty one time, and I was actually never on a jury. It was a situation. Yeah. It was a situation where they had a pool of people and they just were doing different cases on different days. So it was a 5-day spread. And so every day we came in and they decided whether they were going to choose us for a jury or not. And if they didn't choose us, then we went home. And so I went home every single day, still got paid. So hey, it is what it is.
Look at God, all 15 of my dollars. Thank you. Every cent.
All 15, honey.
Okay, let me go get some lunch.
Okay, F up some decimals, honey. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Anywho, I like jury duty. I do like it. One time when I was on jury duty at one time and I got on a thing, I did get some free lunch. Look at God. But the case didn't actually go on, but we were able to watch somebody get sentenced.
Oh, that sounds fun and festive.
It was, Jonathan. Child, it was an African American, unfortunately. He was back in the hoos cow for drugs, selling and having and stuff like that. And he says, I just want to be better for my kids. And, I just, I want to be an example and I want to stand up. This is something I will never do again. And you know what? This dude almost had me. I was like, I think he really feels that. I think so. But one thing I did not know was his past. And it was an African American judge. Not only was he African American, but he was in from Orangeburg, Jonathan. So from the After he said that judge got him together so good. He says, the best way to be an example is to not do this. If you were an example, you wouldn't be here. I didn't clutch my pearls then because I know how to keep my composure. My mama taught me how to do that very well. But that was amazing. I love that. He did get sentenced about like 6-7 years, something like that.
Oh, okay. All right. So he'll be able to get out, because sometimes those drug sentences can be a little lengthy, especially if you have previous drug offenses. This is like your second, third, or fourth time being sentenced for drugs, child. They could put you away.
Oh, and the actual jury that I was on, you could see that the detectives and the police officers, they were like talking back and forth and be like, yeah, say that. Like I saw that, I was like,
I don't think y'all supposed to be doing this here now.
That's what I feel like.
I don't think this is allowed.
And the reason why the case was dropped is because of the amount of time that it took for them to put the evidence into the evidence locker. He said, so the evidence was sitting on your desk from this date to this date. Yes. That don't
Mm,
sound.
that don't sound right. That
Hmm.
don't sound
So
right.
yeah, that case got dropped and we got dropped.
Just like in the OJ case, when that detective took the gloves home with him, or shoot some type of evidence home with him, and didn't bring it
Like, what are
back
you
until
doing
the
that
next
for?
day. Like, why would you do that? Like, because that screams tampering. Okay.
That's what it screams to me. Okay.
If I'm on a jury, I would love to be on a good robbery or unaliving case.
Oh,
So
I
I
wouldn't want to
can.
do the unaliving. I think it would have to be. I think it's the drugs. I think I not do. I
Hmm.
don't want to do drugs, but I would like to have a drug case that
I wanted to do the unaliving because those are the cases that I typically am most interested in,
Mm.
and I love to see justice prevail in those spaces. I love to see somebody get sentenced for unaliving someone else, and I love it even more when it's life without parole or the penalty.
Yeah. All right now. Did we talk about everything?
We haven't talked about Ari Lennox yet. So Ari
Oh
Lennox,
yeah.
during one of her concerts, something was thrown on stage. I don't know if it actually hit her, but something was thrown on stage, and she
It looked like
stopped.
a water bottle.
Okay, yeah, I saw a little bit of the video. I only heard a little bit of what she said. I don't remember exactly what she said, but she called them out. She called them out. Said, you ain't about nothing, and you ain't never gonna be
She
nothing, and
said, "Who the f did that? I will come beat." What she say? No, no, she didn't say I would say beat. I will f you up.
yeah,
She said a
Ari
lot of
Lennox.
f words.
Ari Lennox, that sounds like something Monica would do, to be honest. That sounds like something that Monica
Hmm.
would
Well, you know
do.
she's from DC.
Oh, Ari Lennox?
Yes,
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. It really doesn't. Because
and
Ari Lennox
she
doesn't.
let her have it.
Okay, Ari Lennox don't play no games. And I love her song Pressure. I
Hmm.
adore that song. I really do have to get into the rest of her
And that's what she
album.
was about to sing as that child threw that thing at her.
Wow. How
I need you to see that
disrespectful
video,
can you be? Yeah, I'm gonna
child.
have to watch the whole thing. But
Please.
anyways, aren't you proud of our girl Ari Lennox getting into the
Absolutely. Another thing I really like is, she's slimmed down even more. She looking real good these
Okay.
days. Yes, she has a new music video out and all that stuff. You might want to look at that good stuff. I'm not sure if the whole album is out, but she does certainly have new music out. Um, let's see. Robin says, my mom loved jury duty, specifically grand jury duty. During one stint, she asked the DA if she had, if they had any cases besides being B&B, buy and bust drugs. She said she wanted variety.
That sounds like
I
my
love
type
that.
of woman. Sounds
Okay,
like my
we'd
type
be
of
up in
woman,
there together,
Robin.
holding hands.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Holding hands, honey.
Okay, and then give me my free lunch.
Right. Okay. Free
from
food. Hey,
from
I'm
Jimmy
here.
John's. They gave us sandwiches. I said I didn't mind that. They kept us there long enough for us to get the free lunch. I give God the glory.
Okay. Yes.
And my $15.
And my $15. You better have my check. Okay. You best have
You
my
run
check.
me my
Okay.
ducats.
Run me my ducats. Okay. Run me my moolah. Okay. Run me
Oh,
my
it's Kira
dinero.
Isaacs. Hey, Kira.
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for coming, boo.
Absolutely. She's from my church.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. And
Appreciate it.
so we have to give a big shout out to Carlton Pearson, Bishop Carlton Pearson, who passed away last week with his lost his battle to cancer. Carlton Pearson was one of the most intelligent men that I have ever witnessed speaking, period, point blank.
He's
He
amazing.
knows so much. His intelligence is so vast. His his brain power is on just another level. And the fact that he openly supported the LGBTQIA plus community, and I don't know if it was because he was kind of ousted out of the church. Well, not out of the church, but he was ousted, out of his community, his church community, because of his beliefs
His
concerning
beliefs.
concerning whether hell actually existed or not.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people that came up against him. Even his mentor, Oral Roberts, told him, I watched the Netflix movie concerning this particular situation.
Yeah.
So Oral Roberts came out and said, you got to come out and denounce this thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like everyone turned their back on Carlton Pearson. And so I feel as though that might have been one of the reasons why he really saw us and really wanted to support us and back us up. And I love the fact that he did that. And he was a prominent preacher who did that. And I really can't think of any
Really
prominent
big ones that's
preachers
okay to
that
say inclusion.
openly support. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that
They're
interesting?
afraid. Now, I will say, what's his name that's over at New Birth? Jamal.
Jamal Bryant. Yes,
He
he
did
did
apologize one time.
apologize. And I do give him all of when I say all of the props, I mean all of the
Props.
props. He says the Black church owes the LGBTQIA plus community an apology. And I'm surprised that didn't blow up a lot bigger than it actually did. I'm surprised more people did
Can
not
I
know
tell you
about
why it
that.
didn't blow up?
Why?
Because I believe it's already accepted. It's just one of those things that we never talked about. I feel like it would have been better if he was way more specific in exactly how there has been, the disrespect and the ostracizing of the community.
Even though we know of that, even though
Yeah.
we're fully aware of every single detail of that, you
Yeah.
would have
Cause
still
cause
wanted
think
him to
about
say it out loud.
think about the best apologies. The best apologies
Mhm.
really state exactly what I did and how it offended you. And I'm sorry that you were offended by these actions. A blanket sorry was what I feel he gave. A blanket. Not saying that he didn't give enough, you know what I'm saying?
'Cause he
That's a
gave
step.
plenty. He
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 gave
he
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 gave.
he gave a lot, yes.
But I don't believe it was truly as impactful as I think he wanted it to be
Mhm.
because there was not as much of a specific thing because letting the gay man be at the helm of the music ministry or do this that and the third, and as soon as he wants to bring his man there's a problem, there's an issue,
Right.
stifling the voices of those people in the community or not even acknowledging them. There's some people that just don't acknowledge the fact that they're even there. So
Mhm. Don't
that
acknowledge their
is
existence.
Yes. Here's some comments here. Latoya says, Ayana Lee is a great underrated singer also. Who is that?
I've never heard of her.
We're going to find out. Aaron says, Bishop Pearson followed God's excuse me. Bishop Pearson followed God's word, not man's. The world has lost a true man of God, but he what but what he built won't leave this earth because he did. Absolutely.
That's true. That's very true.
Absolutely. And Kira says they try to keep things silent.
Agreed. Very, very much so. Very much so.
I certainly agree. But see, that's why there's people like us that have the conversation so that people that's been thinking these things can have a safe place to say it out loud without any kind of judgment. This is why we try to create these safe spaces so that we can get that stuff out of our thought process and show that oh gosh, I'm sorry, Dustin. This is the second time he said hi.
Hey, Dustin. Thank you
I'm
for
so sorry,
coming.
Dustin. But
We
yeah,
see you.
but yes, I believe there's way more that can be done by the African American church for the LGBTQIA. To be honest, even the pastors that are not cool with it, even with them being transparent and saying that's just not something that I understand, it's not for me, and that's not something I want at my church. I'd rather pastors be that way and
Did not say
open
anything.
than not say anything.
Right.
Tell me where you stand, so I
Right.
know that I won't be under somebody that
Doesn't
will
support me.
yeah, doesn't support me, that speaks okay, that's still respectful behind closed doors, but as soon as you get in front of the mothers, you basically making sure that I know I need to go to hell.
Yeah. 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 And all of our condolences goes out to Carlton Pearson and
Amen.
his family. Um, I love that man. He was amazing. I wish I would have been able to meet and talk to him just to
Mhm.
get some wisdom out of his vast brain power because again, he was so just simply amazing.
But you know what, Jonathan? What's great about it? Well, first, Kira said, God says, come as you are. And that's actually another
Exactly.
thing that Bishop Carlson Pearson would push. He's looking for you.
Right.
But one thing that I think is beautiful in his last few years, the rise of 2020, he was able to make a new emergence. He
Hmm.
was able to truly see and feel how much people loved him as he was still on this earth.
Yes.
And I feel like, because I remember seeing one video where a lot of people gave to Bishop Carlton Pearson,
Hmm.
and like he was crying because of all of the outpour of love that he received that day.
Right.
And I know that his last days on this earth, he was filled with the love that people gave to him. But there's so many YouTube videos and things of that nature where you can grab those things. Um, did you know that he had I think it was a podcast with, oh gosh, that lady Bishop?
I didn't know that. I think I had knowledge of his podcast. I didn't know exactly who his co-host was. I didn't know
When
exactly
I
what it was
find
called
it
either.
was actually on her platform and he joined her and they were really good friends.
Okay.
Um, so I'll have to give you that just so you can watch it, because they talked about everything. And
Mm.
she's a lesbian, so like,
Okay.
and married and a bishop.
Mm.
So they had a really good friendship and they had really good conversations. I'll make sure to find those things as well as give you his YouTube channel because he would go live on YouTube as well, um, and have those kind of great conversations that you would really be able to glean from. So he left a lot on this earth, a
Oh,
lot, from
plenty
Azusa all the
for
way down to his podcasts.
right, exactly. And last thing I want to mention before we get out of here, over the weekend, I watched this documentary on HBO Max called "I Am Everything." It was a Little Richard documentary. Gave us a glimpse into his entire career, all of his accomplishments, which there were.
Is he still alive?
No, Little Richard passed away either earlier this year or sometime last year. But
Okay,
no, he
okay.
is no longer alive, unfortunately. Um, and they got into his personal life, not necessarily his relationships, because they really didn't mention him being in a relationship with anyone, but his relationship with God.
Mhm.
And There was at one time in the middle of his career, like right after him first coming out with his first big hits. I believe they said that he was on an airplane and the engine was burning. The engine was on fire, and he said that he literally saw angels outside of the plane, and hoisting up the plane and keeping the plane up. And he had a change of heart, and he said that he was going to renounce him being gay because at that time he had actually, Little Richard, for those who did not know, actually came out as gay in his prime. He did not say that he wasn't gay. He mentioned that he was gay, out and proud, and out about it, especially in his interviews.
Yeah.
In one interview in particular, he mentioned the fact that Tutti Frutti on Rudy was originally Tutti Frutti Good Booty.
Hmm.
And the rest of the lyrics followed that same trail. If you are catching my drift, if you're picking up
The
what I'm
drift is
putting
caught.
down,
There's no need
okay.
for you to explain any further.
So yes, Little Richard was who Little Richard was, and he was literally the originator of
Yes.
rock and roll. Y'all,
Yes,
when
he
I tell
is.
y'all, I had no idea the true meaning of rock and roll. See, I thought rock and roll was just all that metal and guitars and drums and 5-piece band and, just what we think of rock and roll. But I realized that rock and roll is when you're just rocking and rolling, when you're just going forward, when you are nonstop, when the party can't stop, when you just can't be stopped whatsoever. You're just going and going and going. And that's what real rock and roll is. And that's what enlightened me to the fact that he was the originator, the king of rock and roll, the beginning of rock and roll. He was in the first class of inductees of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He actually was not able to attend that night because he got into a car accident, which was so terrible because he doesn't have any Grammys. He was given an award, an icon award at the American Music Awards that he was there to accept. So that was a big thing for him. But he definitely did not get the recognition that he deserved for the work that he put in. For the first couple of songs that he put out, there were many white artists such as Elvis Presley and others who were able to take those songs and make it their own. And, it flew up the charts, whereas, only little towns and Black people knew that it was Little Richard who actually sung those songs.
Absolutely.
But Little Richard is so indicative of individuality.
Come on.
A complete individual in every way, shape, and form. He did things his way, the way he wanted to do it, and you couldn't tell him nothing about it. You could not steer him away from what his goal was, and that was to shock the world and to give them a little bit of Little Richard. So shout out to Little Richard. Shout out to all my LGBTQIA plus brothers and sisters out there in the world. I love y'all. I support y'all. Y'all keep doing y'all things and let your light shine. Jennifer, go ahead and give us your social media contacts real quick. We're 2 minutes over, honey.
I would like to say no, but I shouldn't. So I'm going to do it.
You can, because we can move on.
Thanks, Jonathan. You're so sweet. That's little brothers for you, huh? That's how they do you. They be sweet to you. Just go ahead and follow me at The Light of the Leo on Instagram and TikTok. If you want me to answer anything that you're trying to tell me, tell somebody on Instagram and they'll tell me to check my messages. But also I do have my own YouTube channel. It's at The Light of the Leo. Just type in at The Light of the Leo with no spaces and you'll be able to find me just fine. Find my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for doing that. And Jonathan, go ahead.
All right. My Instagram is JoJo_speaks3020. My Facebook is Jonathan Lee. My email is williamjonathanlee@gmail.com. Once again, please subscribe, like, share, comment, press the notification bell on JoJo Speaks. Thank y'all so much for coming and spending this time with us. We enjoy this. We enjoy this every single week that we come in here. So join us next week, same time, same place, same beautiful faces. But until then, we'll say bye for now. Good night, y'all. Have a wonderful weekend.
Love you guys. Bye.
Love y'all.
I'm turning it off.